It's time for TWiT, a special edition for Christmas Eve 2009 with the great John Hodgman, Jonathan Coulton, Merlin, Mann, Kiki Sanford, and me. Merry Christmas from TWiT. Next.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for this edition of This Week in Tech is provided by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com. This is TWiT, This Week in Tech, episode 227 for Christmas Eve 2009, The Mole Men of Christmas. This Week in Tech is brought to you by Audible.com. Sign up for the Platinum Plan and get 2 free books. Go to audible.com/twit2 and follow Audible on Twitter. User ID audible_com. And by the new voice-activated Sync, featuring hands-free calling, music search, and turn-by-turn navigation. Available exclusively on Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicles. For more details, visit syncmyridepodcast.com. Let me play this.
Okay, guys, everyone ready to sing the song?
Yeah, we're ready.
Great. Now, remember, it's almost Christmas, and nobody has any pod-safe Christmas music, so that's your motivation here. CC Chapman, you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
And Len and Nora from Jawbone, good to go?
Let's do this!
And Adam Curry, Skyping in from the helicopter flying somewhere above your golden palace. You all patched in there, Adam? Adam?
Right, I'm right here! We want a pod-safe Christmas song. We want a song that's safe to play. Don't think us rude, we don't wanna get sued by the thugs at the RIAA. We have been good the whole year long. Santa, don't delay.
Jonathan Coulton's really regretting recording this song. It's his only Christmas song, isn't it? Did you ever record another one?
No, it is not his only Christmas
Not his
song.
only Christmas
I have a
song.
couple.
Oh, all right. What's the other one?
I like it.
Christmas is interesting.
Yeah, I have a depressing one called "Christmas is Interesting," and then I have one about robots, alien
Christmas.
robots on an asteroid.
I love that song.
Chiron
Beta
Beta
Prime.
Prime. Yeah.
Chiron Beta Prime.
You
That's
forgot,
right.
didn't you, Jonathan? You forgot the name of that.
He forgets all his own.
Can't remember anything about my own career. That's true.
That's a sign that you're enjoying your career, I think. Welcome to our TWiT Holiday Special, our Christmas Eve edition. We have gathered together roughly the same crew we got last time. And I'm so glad to have them all, starting with Dr. Kiki, who's in studio with us today. Dr.
Hello.
Kirsten Sanford of the lovely Dr. Kirsten's Science Hour show and This Week in Science. Nice to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
I got to give you a hat or
fun.
something.
Do I?
Something to dress you up.
I didn't bring a hat
You
today.
didn't bring anything
Sorry.
festive.
I don't know. Maybe Dane can help.
Dane's going around with Christmas cards saying, anybody want a Christmas card? Wait a minute, here we go. We got a hat for you.
I'll wear a Christmas card as a hat.
We got a hat.
Whoa.
Pay no attention to the fact that it says ho, ho, ho on it.
Wow.
I don't know about
Wow.
this.
Rough.
That's Merlin Mann over there in
Give her a chance to respond, Leo.
Center Square. I know. Well, anything you want to say now? It does say ho, ho, ho. Turn it around. You can see. You can see on the front. Yeah.
Wait.
There
we go.
Yeah. See, I wasn't joking.
Ho, ho, ho.
Merlin Mann, it's good to see you, my
Merry
friend.
Christmas.
Holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas. It's going to be Eleanor's second Christmas. First one she.
It's her first third Christmas, and it's exciting. You know, now she does things and she moves and she wants things, and so she's intolerable, and it's a perfect holiday for that.
That cackle comes from the great Jonathan Coulton, who is coming to us from Gitmo tonight.
Yes.
Did
it's
you,
very, very gray and dull here, I'm sorry to say.
Put like a 20% gray screen behind you, just like that's it? That was like intentional?
You know, the surprising thing is this is actually a blue wall. It looks very gray on my screen as well. I don't know why. It's quite blue when I look at it with my eyes.
It's very neutral, which is good.
Yeah.
Jonathan is, of course, a great cyber balladeer who has been gracing our show for many moons now. It's so nice to see you. Happy Christmas, Jonathan. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Christmas to you.
Yes.
Yes, back at you.
And The great John Hodgman is here. It's good to see you too, John.
Greetings from another part of Brooklyn.
Not so very far.
Not so very far from Jonathan Coulton.
Is there something?
Where are you, Jonathan?
I'm in the top floor of my house here. It's my sister-in-law's apartment, if you must know.
What a grim scene that is.
Can you guys, since you are Brooklynites and you live there, describe to us what Christmas in Brooklyn is like?
Well, obviously everyone drinks egg creams all the time.
We were talking about egg creams. Lovely, lovely thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, it's just like there are a lot of street gangs wearing top hats and tails.
It's elegant.
And with fancy names.
Mm-hmm.
And,
hey, John, are you going to the tree fire?
Yes.
Tree fire?
Oh, in Prospect Park, the Prospect Park tree fire?
Where they set all the trees on fire? Yeah, it's very festive.
Oh, that sounds very festive. You can only do that once in a while, though.
Yeah, we're actually, it's we live in the Park Slope area of Brooklyn, which is largely pagan. We have we all light trees on fire. We wear our druidic robes. We wear mistletoe garlands, and we honor the wishes of children. And they are our masters, and they tell us what to do.
How about
Are people still buying fixed gear trees? Is that something people still do?
They call them fixies, right?
Fixie trees, is that something
Fixie
people
trees,
still do?
Yeah.
Pixies.
Well, what is that? I don't know what that is.
Oh,
We don't
okay,
have
you got
mechanical trees.
no, you get skinny jeans and a white belt, and then you have a tree that has the one gear and no brakes.
Oh, I
That's
see
what I
what
was thinking. I'm like,
No, that's
Yes,
more.
yes.
That's more Williamsburg. That's not Park
Williamsburg.
Slope.
Okay, sorry. I don't know the subway stops yet. It's a great time of year, though. It's just tremendous.
it's all wassail and human sacrifice. Very, very typical celebration.
So
You
wonderful.
knickerbockers.
It's the Dutch. Blame the Dutch. What do they do in now? You live out in the avenues of San Francisco.
I do. I live in the part of San Francisco where people frequently say, "Are you sure that's part of San Francisco?"
It's so distant, so cold.
Very far out. I live in a very conservative neighborhood in the western part of town.
No charm whatsoever.
No, not at all. The streets are very flat and wide, and there's no bikes and nobody walks. You don't really even see people. You just see cars and Verizon stores, and that's pretty much it.
I'm pretty much getting depressed by this holiday so far.
It's nice. It's actually really nice. It's a cool neighborhood. It's it's one of the few San Francisco neighborhoods that still has a mix of different people that don't look like me. That I'm kind of ruining by being here, but it's nice.
You white guys.
Yeah. Gentrification's rough, Leo. Once you've lived somewhere for 3 months, you're allowed to complain about gentrification.
Is that
all
the
it takes.
duration? That's it?
They're coming. They're
You
coming.
can do it earlier. It's not considered. It's better if you wait a couple months and then you can kind of roll your eyes at the people. With the Donegal caps showing up.
People not like us are coming. We actually have. In Petaluma we have an abbreviation NLU.
NLU?
NLU, not like us.
There's an abbreviation
I never
for
use it. I would never use it,
Everything.
but I've heard people. I literally have heard people use it. They're NLU. John, you have a new book, newish.
I have an old book that has come out in a flexible paperback form.
That's a good thing.
It is called More Information Than You Require.
And on Audible now.
Indeed so, yes.
With
on
all-
Audible with special guest Jonathan Coulton
I heard. Yeah.
among a
among
cavalcade
others.
of stars.
It's a huge number of people this time.
We got Paul F. Tompkins, the famous comedian. Paul Rudd returns.
Cool.
Rachel Maddow, for the television's own Rachel Maddow.
Wow.
And Mr. Dick Cavett stops by for a cameo appearance as well,
It's getting very
among others.
very Yale-y in there.
And Sarah Vowell.
Sarah Vowell.
Sarah Vowell appears in the role of Chuck D from Public Enemy.
That's great.
She's got the voice for it.
I'm worried that she's going to get typecast with that.
She has the most forceful and memorable voice in rap music. That's why I cast her as Chuck D.
Yo.
Exactly.
Well, that's available on audible.com, by the way.
Buried the needle on that. I think he did such a good job with that.
Who?
Well, you remember Sarah Vowell's rap song, Andrew Jackson was a hero to somebody, never meant to me.
That was the radio. That's the radio version. Yeah.
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 My daughter is watching at home tonight, so I can't. I
Totally
can't say
appropriate.
keep it
Self-censorship.
family friendly.
Totally appropriate. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
What is the tradition around the Hodgman household? Do you open presents before Christmas Eve, or do you save them all?
No.
No.
That's
Bosh.
We may. I don't want to spoil any surprises, but there may have to be one opening pre-Christmas, and I'm not looking. This is a bad break with tradition, as far as I'm concerned.
We always opened the crappy presents Christmas Eve. The ones from the distant aunts, the cousins, the weird...
I usually make a practice not to give crappy presents.
That's a great practice.
That's how I get around that one.
Well, your nephews must love you. It seemed like always the aunts and uncles gave the kind of junky stuff.
I think my young cousins are all getting tired of their traditional 25 iPhones. So I may have to come up with something new.
You get them by the case from Apple? They just kind of send them out to you?
Yeah. The thing with it, I have to remember to pull apart the bits of plastic that hold them together, or else the seagulls will choke on it.
Oh, you get them in a 6-pack. That's convenient.
Yeah.
Not
very
many.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
That's very thoughtful.
Yeah. Tear it up.
Or what will happen? What happens if you don't do that? I forget now.
That's right. The
You
seagulls.
choke an otter or something. Something
No,
bad
dolphins
will
get their
happen.
little noses stuck in there, and birds get tangled
their
up.
feet caught next to their
Seabirds get-
face, and it's really awful.
Yeah.
Save a bird.
It also makes it much more decorative for Garbage Island.
That's right.
True.
Little
just
bits of flecks of plastic are better than
A little more texture.
Yeah.
A little more texture to Garbage Island.
That's good. Well, I don't really have an agenda for tonight. I just thought it'd be fun to get you all together and sit around by the Yule log and swap stories of Christmases.
I just purchased a Blu-ray Yule log.
Oh, high def.
Yeah, I did. I haven't seen it yet. It hasn't arrived.
It's much more realistic that way.
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
is
something about the old Yule log from the televisions that had a tube in them.
I like the NTSC Yule log. That's tradition to me.
The occasional flickering.
The warmth of standard definition. It's hard to beat.
Exactly. These digital.
I used to just set my television on fire.
The burning plastic, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Merlin, you do a Yule log or a
we do something similar. We watch things that we've downloaded from the internet, so it's a kind of log. I have one thing I wanted to just mention.
It's a YouTube log.
YouTube blog. I mean, the thing about the socks. Can I just talk about this for a second?
Yeah.
Because I'm intrigued by this. I used to go out with a woman from Germany, and no matter how much I told her about tipping in the U.S., she was adamant.
Oh, Tannenbaum.
No
adamant.
tipping.
Yeah, she was actually very Dutch-West, very Tannenbaum-like. But no matter how much I told her about the need to tip in order for people to be compensated, she refused. You may have known Germans like this yourself. Now, my sense is aunts and uncles are the same way. They know that their gifts are totally lame, and they keep giving it anyway, and I don't know why. Do you have an opinion on that? I think they know. I think they know nobody likes socks, and they keep giving them anyway. Do you think they hate children, or are they just cheap?
Are
or why
socks?
Everybody needs socks, though. I mean, unless you wear flip-flops all the time.
Everybody needs inoculations, too, but you wouldn't want to give them on Christmas Day, Coat
hangers?
Coat hangers would be bad. That would be a crappy present.
A nice coat hanger. Well, you'll enjoy that all year.
A good wooden one would be a little...
You think it's an expression of contempt, Merlin? You think it is
I kind of do.
avuncular contempt?
I think it could be. My parents and my aunt and uncle would duel who could give the more obnoxious gift. And alternately, it was like nuclear escalation. It started out with a calliope and then moved on to a drum set. And then it was like mortars or something like that. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of animosity in families, and that's something we should just be honest about. Even during the holidays.
Is it? I think the word would be disdain.
You think disdain?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's there's a sense of humor there. It sounds
I think the message is
haha.
Should tragedy strike, child, you know that I will raise you as my own. But until that day, just socks for you.
That's good. Yeah.
You know what that is? That's managing an expectation, and that's smart.
Yeah.
It's true. Don't start thinking it's going to be Sundays and pony rides all the time, because that's not going to happen.
Not from an aunt.
The thing is, the gift buying is actually a very painful process, and it's very hard to do well. I think to get a gift for someone that is the perfect gift is It happens once a Christmas. Once a
I'm
Christmas,
still
you get a
shopping
gift
for
like
your Christmas gift from last year, Jonathan. I still haven't quite gotten.
Once a decade.
What?
Yeah.
Really? What will you have gotten me?
I'm still thinking about it. I'm behind
Yeah.
by almost exactly a year.
That is, I think, what will you have gotten me is almost Germanic, and is that the past pluperfect?
I'm thinking that I,
think
might
it might
get
be the
you
plastic.
The past
Fresca.
lesson.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Jonathan, would
I
you
would
like
love a
some
Fresca.
needle nose pliers? I have some needle nose.
I actually do need needle nose pliers.
Great
Oh, good.
gift
I'll
for
just send
jewelry
them to
box.
you over
It's like an O. Henry story. It's all just working out.
Just don't send him your bale of wire because then it'll be sad.
Yeah.
I know. As an aunt, I'm now seriously contemplating socks for all the nieces and nephews.
Or
Yeah.
needle nose
Thanks
pliers.
a lot. That was good.
For the
nice
younger
socks,
ones.
though. If you get nice socks, I think that's
you don't
okay.
you don't cop out and go for the gift card because I've been very reluctant to go with the gift card. But the thing is, the kids say that's what they want. They want the Best Buy so they can buy the video games, and
Right.
you want to be the cool uncle. So you get them an iTunes gift certificate or whatever. But I mean,
Right.
I don't know. That feels kind of crummy to me. Like now you go to the Safeway and it's like they've removed pharmaceuticals and bread, and it's all just like Outback Steakhouse and Olive Garden. I don't personally like the gift card, but I think it's good because then the teens can enjoy things.
Does
And
your
they-
grocery
And they
store
get
do
what they
that
want.
too?
Yeah,
That
they
is
can
so,
pick out what they want.
That is so weird, Merlin, because my grocery store did that too. They have an entire rack of other people's gift cards. Like they get a kickback or something from.
Oh no,
from
totally.
Apple.
I
Most
think in
definitely.
terms of the dollars per square foot, that's got to be giant compared to something like paper towels.
I bet there's. I
haven't
wonder who
seen-
the
I haven't
company
seen
is
that on
that
the
makes
East
the
Coast.
racks of gift cards.
Really, they're not doing that yet. We're so far ahead of you in grocery.
Have you seen it, Jonathan Coulton?
I haven't. But, grocery stores here in New York City are very different from grocery stores in the rest of America where they have space for grocery stores.
Right. Yeah, no, and I wouldn't know because I send my children out to do the shopping for me. So I don't. Maybe I'll ask them.
How old are you?
In Brooklyn, don't you buy everything on Etsy? Isn't that? Don't you
They're
get
under
right.
10.
those bucks and like things made out of felt?
It
things
should
like
all
that?
be felt. It should all be felt, handmade,
Yeah.
hand felted combs,
sewn together with yarn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to stencil some street art for you, Jonathan.
Nice.
Oh, what a lovely gift.
Just all I'm saying is keep an eye on the corrugated metal garage door on 9th Street in Gowanus
That's for you, baby.
because there's going to be a
that's
special
fantastic.
holiday message for you there.
This door is for you.
Yeah.
John had noticed you admiring that sign that said "No justice, no peace," and he made a note of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
I'm going to
Now,
do
Leo,
the same
can I
thing that
ask about
Shepard's
your home?
Ferry did with Andre the Giant, but I'm just going to do it with what's his name, George the Animal Steel. Is that right? No, George Steel is someone we know.
Any
Who's the wrestler?
wrestler.
George the Animal Steel is correct.
Any
That's the
wrestler.
wrestler,
Oh, that is-
yeah.
oh,
He's a
good.
great wrestler. That guy was a legend.
What
Yeah.
about a tribute to Captain Lou Albano, the guy with the rubber bands tied to
That
his
poor
fist?
fellow passed away. Was that this year?
This
Is
was- that was this
a
year.
headline of this year?
This
Yeah.
is one of actually. It was kind of my plan to go through the year's big stories in the news, and I think that would have to qualify.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I know others have passed away this year, but Lou Albano was
That's a big one.
a special man.
I became aware of him at a time when wrestling was like I got into wrestling in about 1980 or 81, and I wasn't into WWF. I was into the other one, NWA. I guess was it? Is that the one that I?
NWA? No, I don't think so.
No.
The Beastie Boys.
But it was the one in Florida. It was very low rent. I mean, Lou Albano to me was like the Oscars.
He was
of
big
wrestling.
shot. He was
a
up
big
there with
shot.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I was more into the one with Barry Windham and Dusty Rhodes and those guys, which is a little bit more fairgrounds kind of stuff. But
Wait,
he was
now,
in the
did you
Laporte video.
actually made the distinction then? You were like, I don't like this wrestling, but I do like this
Yeah.
wrestling? What was...
It's kind of like whether you're into American or National League, except with kayfabe. You gotta. You get your preferences. You have a strong allegiance to these people. It's a Joseph Campbell kind of thing, but like at a fair. It's huge.
Did they ever do an
Obviously,
All-Stars? They should do an All-Stars.
It's a great idea. A cage match. Isn't a cage match kind of an all-star wrestling thing?
I guess it is, but I don't know if they
I
cross
think they've
leagues.
done plenty of all-star wrestling type things. That's WrestleMania, is it not?
I think they should take wrestling and mix it with ice skating.
Oh, then you'd have sharp blades.
I don't know. All stars on ice.
It'd be harder
on
to get
ice.
away.
I don't know. It could be fun.
And there should be a 10-foot bonfire in the middle of the ring.
I think that's called hockey, actually.
Hockey, yes.
I think that's called hockey.
Yes.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I think that's wrestling with ice skates is hockey.
I think you pinpointed it, as a matter of fact.
You know what they should have? High-lie on ice.
High-lie.
Oh.
I'm listening.
Man.
That's good. I like that's fun. It's a tiny ball and it moves really fast, right? It's just really fast.
Yeah, you have a what do they call that? The pelote. It's a woven basket.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a basket hand.
It's like on your hand and it's curved, but it's a Cuban. Is it a Cuban game?
It's wicker de mano. Is what they call it.
Wicker de mano.
Yes, sank.
Yeah, wicker de mano. And you put that on your hand, and then the ball is what is the ball called?
I think the ball is the pelota.
The ball is the pelota.
Okay,
I think so. I don't know.
And
for
the place where you play is the fronton. I know that.
They
have these in Providence, where I grew up, and Florida.
In Florida, so like if you watch Mad Men, you saw where the one client wants to highlight is going to be the next big thing. By the time I was coming up, it was already dead, and so they were just having Cheap Trick concerts and 38 specials.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, they play at a fronton. Yeah. That's not good for anybody, I don't think. When you're at a fronton and it's not highlight, I don't think that's a highlight for people.
Was it the same time as the dog races? Did that go the same way the dog races?
Or dog track?
Oh, that's still going on.
Dog track still goes.
Really?
Greyhound racing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
I
dogs like running.
I went to college around the corner from the dog track owned by the guy who gave Oral Roberts the money not to get killed by God in the 80s. Do you remember that?
Wow. So it was dog track money?
Bob said God was going to kill him unless he ponied.
He was going to go up in that tower.
Here's some money. Don't get killed by God.
So you can thank dog racing for him being alive.
I would like to, Jonathan, I'm going to get you to sing a song a little bit. I know last time we tried this, you really didn't want to.
I was unprepared.
Which is kind of ironic, because, aren't you kind of known? Isn't that, your thing a little bit?
Aren't I known for being unprepared? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can guarantee you that I'll make several mistakes. Does that help?
The thing is, Leo, it's usually me who's making him sing a song when he doesn't want to. So he wasn't prepared for you're doing it.
Me to coerce him. That was out of nowhere. Well, I'm going to make it up to him by promoting his buddy's book, More Information Than You Require. On audible.com, no less.
Oh, thank you.
In fact, you could get both the books. Now, this is the one. Is this the one with 700 mole men names? Is that what it is?
Yeah. The first one, of course, famously had 700 hobo nicknames in it.
Right.
Which Jonathan and I performed. I read the list, and Jonathan
endlessly
played Big Rock Candy Mountain in the background.
On and on and on.
Yeah, it was torturous for everyone.
Yeah, I can imagine. You're kind of looking like a mole man right now. Actually, it's a pretty good look. It's a good disguise. It could be his disguise.
But have I turned even more pallid than usual? I don't understand.
You're pixelated.
Just the lighting.
You're getting pixelated.
Oh, am I? I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. It's quite amusing.
It's been a long day. That's why.
What is a mole? Yeah, I know. I get pixelated at the end of the day.
No, just a little tired.
What is a mole man?
Oh, the mole men, of course, are the race of highly intelligent creatures who live in caverns and tunnels beneath the earth. They have pallid, papery skin, and they secrete a luminous slime in order to see their way through tunnels. And they have acidic spit so that they can carve tunnels in solid rock. And
that's really neat.
Obviously, they wear powdered wigs as well because they are, after all, mole men of reason. And
elegant mole men.
Yeah, they are. They all wear powdered wigs, and they were the ones who they were good friends with Thomas Jefferson, and they were the ones who taught Thomas Jefferson how to write a Declaration of Independence.
Oh.
They also invented the $2 bill.
Oh, so that's quite important to our history.
Yeah, and so there's quite a bit more than you want to know about mole men in the new book, More Information Than You Require, including a list of 700 mole man names, which in the audiobook as well, we once again performed it, but we were trying to figure out how to make it even more torturous than the first audiobook, 700 Hobo Names. So we decided to go ahead and record it again, but this time we did it in front of a live audience, underground.
Underground.
Now, I don't know what excerpt they're going to play. I'm just going to play an excerpt here. You could be getting Paul Rudd. You could be getting Ricky Gervais. You could get Dick Cavett. I don't know. You could get John Hodgman. Let's just play. This is from Audible.com.
It's a wild whirlwind.
Is it? Do you know what excerpt they have on here?
No, spin the wheel. Let's find out.
Yeah. Mimi. Okay.
It's Jonathan.
What do you do when you've written a great book that betters the world where you live? Do you retire and rest on your laurels? Do you continue to give?
This is why.
Previous book of complete world knowledge.
This is why you got to get the audio version of this. See, you
right,
wouldn't
because
get
there's
that.
very little of me on it.
And
that's the excerpt they're using? That's
the
fantastic.
excerpt. You get the excerpt. More information than you require. I'll tell you what, you can get this free, and you can get the previous book, Areas of My Expertise, free, just by joining Audible right now. Go to audible.com/twit2. The first 2 books are free if you sign up for the Platinum account, and you get to keep them if you decide to cancel at any time. Audible's a great resource. I love listening to audiobooks, and there are just some books like this that just they beg to be Audible. Audible.com/twit2. We thank them for their support of all of our shows all year long. Audible wishes you and yours a happy and festive holiday.
The weird thing about that, pardon me, the weird thing about Jonathan being on the excerpt is that every time someone plays an excerpt, I get a $25 royalty.
Sorry.
Because it's Creative Commons.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so I get the money.
Right.
That's what that means. I get the money.
Coulton.
So you might take him out
Don't
for
think
coffee
that's what that
sometime.
means.
Give back a little.
Now,
Maybe you'll buy me a Christmas gift. Who knows?
Right.
or paint you one, or give you a fresca.
Needle-nose pliers.
Yeah, baby, they're waiting for you.
and look, an empty, and this is an empty light bulb box.
Oh, how nice!
That's my other
light
furnishing in my new office is this empty light bulb box.
You don't need a desk.
It's very sad over here.
You could just write on the box. It'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. It's its own card.
Let us. I want to get Jonathan to play a little bit, but we have somebody on the line right now, and who is a big fan of all of yours. And I understand, John, that you are a foodie, and made the terrible.
Well, I do. I eat it to live.
Amazing.
I love food.
Eat to live.
And
I like playing with it.
At one point, you were a writer of food. In fact, you wrote about fried fair food at one point.
I was a professional food journalist for about 3 years for Men's Journal magazine, the national magazine of men's everyday lives, for men who love to keep journals
and eat.
And
apparently,
eat food.
On the line with us right now from her day job, which apparently is working for the city of San Francisco, is Cammy Blackstone. Hi, Cammy.
It's Cammy Blackstone. My goodness.
Yes.
Meli Kaliki Maka.
That's the Hawaii. She's from Hawaii, maybe.
Mekaleka hi, Mekahaini ho.
There we go. I was excited. I heard you talking about the Mole Men, and like one of my favorite movies of all time is Attack of the Mole People, starring Hugh Beaumont.
I just saw that.
Such a
That's
great movie.
weird. Cammy Blackstone, that's very weird. I just saw that movie for the first time like 2 weeks ago, over Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's a Thanksgiving
nothing that
tradition.
Yeah, it is at our house too. It's a great movie, and did you include the Hugh Beaumont stuff in the Mole Man thing, or you saw it afterwards?
No, I mean, I had read about that movie. I'd never seen it. I had read about it while I was reading up on all sorts of... I mean, there are dozens and dozens of movies, novels, and obviously myths about people living underneath the earth, whether it's a race of weird mole-like creatures or, in this case, strange albinos who like to, have human sacrifices. I mean, it's just there are hundreds of novels from the early 20th century about this idea that people live in the earth. And so I had read about it, but I had never seen it because seeing it might actually constitute as research, and that's boring.
No, wouldn't want to do that.
But I was really taken with it. I thought it was fantastic, and it was very, very slowly paced movie.
Well, it takes a lot of patience. It's not your average Hollywood popcorn, razzle-dazzle thing.
It's cerebral.
If you mean to say that it's boring, yes. I agree.
Yes.
My favorite thing about that movie was that it's about a bunch of archaeologists who discover a passageway into a world where descendants of Sumerians who millennia ago had taken refuge underneath the earth still live, and they're completely albino because, of course, they live underground, and they enslave a race of sort of quasi-savage mole men whom they make do their bidding. And the archaeologists at first are going to be killed because they are from another world. It's like Petaluma. It's extremely xenophobic, not like us.
And LU.
But then the archaeologists get the upper hand because they have something that no one has ever seen before: a flashlight.
Ooh.
Is Hugh Beaumont an archaeologist, or is he a mole person?
He's archaeologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's the father in Leave It to Beaver, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Later on, he escaped from the mole people, got married, and raised 2 sons. The Universal Studios backlot. It's a true Horatio Alger story.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
He had flashbacks whenever he got stuck in the closet.
Yeah. That's why you never see any episodes of Leave It to Beaver in their basement.
That's right.
Because Beaumont was still scarred from the time that he spent. He would never go in the basement.
Big claustrophobia thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So Cammy's show Munchcast, which I know was one of your favorites, John, won the podcast.
Not just mine, but also my daughter's.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh.
Well, here's the good news. It won the podcast award for Best Food Podcast of the Year.
Yay.
2009.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And
I know, so, Leo, what is the big cash prize? Is there a big cash
there's
prize?
a plaque. There's a plaque, I believe, and a needle nose
some
pliers.
needle nose pliers.
Yeah.
And a fresca.
And a fresca. But
Oh, my goodness.
So we're bringing the show back because, well, it's kind of embarrassing to have canceled the show that won the best food show of the year.
I know.
So we're going to bring it back Sundays at 2 p.m. Right, Cammy?
That sounds good to me.
And John, and Jonathan and Merlin too. We'd all love to have you on the show, but
I'd love to.
Especially John.
I know. I tried to stalk John when he was here in San Francisco, but he had very tight security and a very busy schedule.
Yeah. I saw you behind the rope line, and I'm like, get her out of here.
Do you have a Secret Service code name, John, that they use for you? Because the president's has a rawhide or whatever, and
I don't know.
Yeah, hobo. Yeah.
He might have to kill you now.
Hobo one. Hobo one is
on the move.
He's on the move. So, Cammy, anyway, we'll see you Sunday, and congratulations on the award. And I just thought maybe you could stalk John, while he's on the show, and
Cammy, do you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Saturnalia or Sol Invictus or what?
Any chance to eat a lot of butter and drink a lot of champagne is really kind of like my kind of holiday. So all of them.
So
every day.
So what's the big meal this year? What are you going to have? Butter and champagne?
Usually in all of December I go on the 5 C's diet, which is cheese, cocktails, candy, cookies, and champagne. So pretty much I've been doing that. Although, I try to mix it up. Fruit cake, I could put that under a C for cake, but it's kind of fruity. So I don't know. I mean, we do it all. I just had our big City Hall throwdown, holiday treat throwdown yesterday, and I made 6 different kinds of cookies. Ooh. And the winning entry was a marzipan fondant covered banana bread that was in the shape of the rotunda of City Hall.
Wow.
Pretty spectacular.
Whoa. Who made that?
That was made by the president of the Board of Supervisors, David Chu.
He obviously needs more to do.
Ace of cakes.
He needs a lot more to do.
He was a totally ace of cakes. And then, of course, one of the standard favorites every year is the just red and green Jell-O shots with a lot of vodka in them. Those are always a big win.
Mayor Newsom loves those.
When you guys revealed on, if I may refer again to the Munchcast for a moment, when you were talking about Jell-O shots, and you revealed that the inventor of Jell-O shots was Tom Lehrer.
Tom
the
Lehrer.
famous American satirical composer and mathematician.
Yes.
I almost drove my car off the road. I was both so shocked and excited. It was almost the end of me and my whole family.
That was actually the last Munchcast. We were so afraid for you. We decided this is not safe to do this show while driving.
It's not worth the risk. It's not worth the risk of Hodgman driving off the road in delight. But did you know that? Coulton, you're a Tom Lehrer fan.
I had never heard that before. No.
Isn't that wild?
It is true.
Well, it's in Wikipedia.
Yeah.
No, it's
so you
true.
know it's true. It's got to be true.
No,
I thought
what was the
I
Tom
saw
Lehrer
some
Jello shot
corroboration.
party like? I wonder.
What was the story? He wanted to smuggle booze in
Yeah,
somewhere.
it was when he was in the military and he was trying to figure out it was like a smuggling thing, It's the way people used to shoot up watermelons with vodka at Day on the Green concerts so they wouldn't get busted bringing in like a bottle. And they'd bring in a watermelon that was all juiced.
You just bring in a big tray of Jello shots, little cups of Jello, and they say, "Hey, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm just eating Jello. It's no big deal."
I got a tray of Jello here.
How am I going to get liquor into this event?
Yeah.
Well, I
Jell-O
could bring
for
a
everyone.
flask, or I know. How about I inject a whole watermelon with vodka?
They'll never guess.
What else am I going to do with my giant hypodermic syringe?
They'll never guess that I did that. Anyway, well,
I'd never heard that about watermelon.
Oh, yeah. Well, now they have like much more high-tech versions of the same sort of idea. There's something online. It's a great Christmas gift, as a matter of fact. Yeah. There's the rack of wine, which is a bra that's really like a Boda bag. And so women can like wear it, and then they just put all their booze there, and people just think they have a big rack. Or there's the beer belly, which is the same idea for men to wear it. It's like kind of like one of those sympathetic pregnancy pillow things, but it's just a big Boda bag. It looks like a beer belly, and they fill it up with alcohol. And then when you get frisked, you're safe.
You get frisky.
Yeah, you can go ahead. It's online. I think it might even be like winerack.com or something.
I'm not going to look it up. I don't want to see. I don't want to see what this looks like. I'm not interested in seeing this.
Take a look, and she looks like she's enjoying it. Yeah. She's got the bladder in her hand.
I know.
And so I don't know. She's just really
so much more fun.
Useful.
Yeah, it seems like it would be a lot more fun than an operation. So breast enhancement through alcohol. Yes,
and it sure makes nursing a pleasure. I'll tell you that right now.
Wow, I call story.
If I saw a man walking around with a false stomach full of beer attached to his abdomen, and it was,
I'd say
first of all, I don't think the beer that is going to come out of that is going to be in very good condition. I think it's going to be highly agitated and probably body temperature. And I don't think it would look even like an authentic stomach because it would be sloshing around and
Do you prefer one of those hats with the cans and the straw?
That's too obvious, though.
I know. I mean,
what I do is very simple. I just take one of the old Stretch Armstrong dolls, take out all, and I just
this is not going to end well.
All of the goo inside, and then I refill it with alcoholic Jello.
It's an updated Jello shot.
Yeah. And then when the police say, "What are you doing drinking from the neck of that Stretch Armstrong?" I have two explanations. One, I can say,
I'm not drinking. I'm eating Jello.
Yeah, it's not. I'm eating Jello, exactly. Or just say, I'm a very rare kind of vampire.
Merlin's trying to say something.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I've muted Merlin this whole time.
That's okay.
You
That's
may,
all right.
You may speak now, Merlin. I'm sorry. I turned you down. I apologize.
The internet's fantasy finally comes through.
Please speak, Merlin.
Oh, nothing. I had a Stretch Armstrong. No, I had a Stretch Armstrong. I was would test prototype toys for Kenner, who was there in Cincinnati, and yeah, you could.
This was a job you had?
Well, I mean, I was in elementary school. I wasn't compensated, but. I mean, you could totally do that. I don't think people would ask you questions. I think you see a guy sucking on a muscle man full of Jello, they're not going to ask questions,
What if you see a
Wait
guy?
a minute.
No.
I want to hear more about you having this job.
Yeah, I mean, that's a primo job for you.
Are you ready to be insanely jealous?
Yeah.
Yes.
What else did you get to test?
SSTs.
Oh, man.
Remember those? Zzz, where you pull out the teeth thing and this
With the long thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. And then I'd make remarks about it. I tested Stretch Monster and Stretch Armstrong.
Ooh.
So did some putt-putt, did a little work on putt-putt cars. Look it up. You're welcome.
What I would like to see is, I would like to see a 12-year-old Merlin Mann doing a corporate seminar at Kenner.
How many of you are ready to get entertained?
Let me tell you everything you're doing right. Let me tell you everything you're doing wrong. Okay. Just talking really fast.
Did you
Really
have to take notes and like write a report and stuff like that, or you just sort of got to hang out with them and tell them what you thought?
No, it was really dumb. It was like the one-way glass kind of deal. You get out of class for a while. They did this in schools, by the way. They take you down to where the kindergartners were, and they give you toys to play with. And with Stretch Armstrong, we got to take it home.
Wow.
And this is way off topic, but all I'm saying is I would love a flask full of stretched Jell-O. I would drink the crap out of that. I'd be so into that.
How about one of those giant water guns?
Oh, yeah.
The air-powered
Super
soaker.
Super
Soaker. You could shoot Jell-O at people.
When I was a
I've
magazine
seen you do
journalist-
that.
It could work.
She did that at Burning Man.
I
Oh,
did.
really?
Yeah.
I did.
This is not some fantasy of some strange...
Leo Laporte, were you at Burning Man? When were you at Burning Man?
I wasn't, but Kiki was.
I was at Burning Man.
And I've seen the pictures
Okay.
to prove it.
I'm just imagining you
seen
walking
the
around
pictures.
on X naked.
Oh, yeah,
Check it out.
baby. Glow sticks. Oh.
Now I can't unthink it. Can't unthink it. It won't
Think
go
it,
away.
baby. Not only that, I had a beer belly
Nice.
with beer in it. I know how to party. And then I found out it's okay to bring beer to Burning Man, and I was very embarrassed. I was smuggling beer into Burning Man.
Cammy, where are you going?
I got to go to the Nutcracker.
Oh, have fun.
All right.
So, I don't hate to eat and run, but I'm so excited to talk to all of you, and I'm so excited that we're going to do Munchcast again. But there's somebody, I got to go.
Bye, Cammy. Bye.
Bye.
Her ride's waiting.
I went to the Nutcracker last year.
There she goes.
It was great fun.
Oh, yeah. It's a must-see in San Francisco. They do it every year. The tree grows out of the stage. And all that's
fantastic.
wonderful.
Took me
Mr.
back to
Coulton, do you
childhood.
have a holiday jingle that you'd like to sing for us here?
A holiday jingle? Sure, I could do a holiday jingle.
Not jingle. I mean, just a song. Just anything. Anything. It doesn't have to be holiday.
A song.
Just something. Anything,
Yeah.
please. I beg you. Please. Let's play something, for Christ's sake.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to do? Do you want me to do one of my songs?
Yes.
Well,
I can do one of John's songs instead.
No, thank you.
Does John write songs?
No, not as far as you know.
Oh, are you two working up something there?
Why don't you do the Dick Van Patten's Hobo Chili for Dogs jingle?
Oh, he does do jingles.
I don't know if I remember how to play it. I don't.
Da, da, da.
You know what they're asking for in the chat room, and it's the song that I got to play with you on stage, and it was a great moment for me. Of course, I really wasn't playing; I was just fondling a plastic instrument along with Merlin Mann.
Getting our butt saved by Veronica.
And Veronica Belmont.
No kidding.
And we still couldn't be saved.
Well, it was.
I know.
I was terrible, and that was, of course, the song "Still Alive." But you probably don't own
I'd
the
like
rights
to
to
hear
that.
that, too.
Do you own the rights to that?
Weirdly, I do.
I don't own that song, but I can.
You're allowed to perform
I don't
it.
think anybody's going to get in trouble.
You're allowed to perform. We'll just say everybody should run out and buy a copy of the Orange Box so they can play Portal. And
Or
when
you know what
they
you can
should.
do? You can buy Jonathan Coulton's DVD and CD set, Best Concert Ever, which has a live version of that song on it, as well as, I think, guest performances by Merlin Mann and Leo Laporte.
That's true. It's on the
Nice.
DVD, right?
It does have our rock band,
And
our
Veronica Belmont,
rock
no?
band shame moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it was great because I was positioned improperly under the screen, so it looked like I was playing well.
I know. Veronica has still not forgiven me for that. It looks like
It looked like she
it looks
was,
like you're
Because it was
saving
all
everybody, and she's
Veronica.
making terrible, terrible mistakes.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh well.
It's great for you.
That's
All right,
available
so,
at jonathancolton.com, by the way.
It is absolutely.
Yeah.
There's way too many people asking for Lady Gaga songs in the chat room. I don't know
Do
what's
you do a
going
Lady
on
Gaga
here.
cover?
I do not. I'm not sure.
odd.
I'm not sure where that's coming
You've
from.
kind
Do
of
you
got
even,
her
Perhaps
do you
hair.
I
even own a disco stick?
Can you do Radio Gaga
anymore.
by Queen?
Oh, that's a good one.
No, I can't do that one either. I'll do Still Alive. That's
Still Alive
a
would
nice
be
one.
wonderful.
Because it's you know what? It's very Christmassy.
And we can ask everybody to sing along in the chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was a triumph. Making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense trying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done, and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive. Not even angry, I'm being so sincere right now. Even though you broke my heart and killed me, tore me to pieces, threw every piece into a fire. As they burned, it hurt because I was so happy for you. Now these points of data make a beautiful line, and we're out of beta, we're releasing on time. So I'm glad I got burned. Think of all the things we learned for the people who are still alive. So go ahead and leave me. I think I'd prefer to stay inside. Maybe you'll find someone else to help you. Maybe Black Mesa. That was a joke, haha, fat chance. Anyway, this cake is great. It's so delicious and moist. Look at me, still talking when there's science to do. When I look out there, it makes me glad I'm not you. I've experiments to run. There is research to be done on the people who are still alive. And believe me, I am still alive. I'm doing science and I'm still alive. I feel fantastic and I'm still alive. And while you're dying, I'll be still alive. And when you're dead, I will be still alive. Still alive. Still alive.
Yeah, that was great. Boy, that's a yeoman effort to do that on Skype.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, I just had about a gallon of eggnog before I did that. So
Do you have to pee?
That's the way it was meant to be heard.
Yeah, on Skype. That is available on the DVD. It's at jonathancoulton.com. Best.concert.ever. $19.99. What a wonderful holiday gift that would make for the geek in your life.
I agree with you. In fact, I think I think I know what I'm going to get Jonathan Coulton for Christmas.
Give it to him.
I can get you one for cheap, John.
Get a deal on
What
that?
if I bought the rights to Still Alive and gave them to you?
I pulled a Yoko. Just pull a Yoko. Yeah. I own you now, Jonathan. So, gosh, this has been so much fun. I don't know how we could top that, really. Except
I
maybe
can't believe another year has come and gone since the last time we spoke, and this so fast,
That's
so
true.
quick. I could speak for another 2 hours. In fact, I'm going to, even after we sign off.
just keep talking in your empty little apartment. It's kind of sad.
It is.
He
It's
can
also
talk to the
cold in
echo.
here. I had to turn off the heaters so that it didn't interfere with the sound.
Did
I'm very
Dane
cold.
say that also?
Dane told me to turn off the heater. He told me to put pillows in the corner, and he told me to sell all my furniture.
He is so committed. He is so committed to excellent sound
That's right.
that I
Hey,
just have
Leo, is there a like a kind of an audio reason that we had to take our pants off and walk in a circle 3 times?
Yeah.
to. Did Dane ask you to do that as well?
I mean, yeah, a couple times. It was kind of awkward.
He was
Dane was
just
like, "What's that? What's that? Is that an Eames chair in the background there? Is that an Eames chair? I'm going to need you
He
to
kept
hack
saying,
that up
test
with
your
a
mic, and then he'd say,
hack
that's
that
what
up with
Daddy
an
likes, that's what Daddy
axe."
likes.
he's just committed to good sound and good lighting.
Yeah.
And I think the results speak for themselves.
We all look great and we
right.
sound terrific.
And that's there you go. That says it. That says it all
God bless
right
us, everyone.
there. Yeah. And God bless us, Ford, makers of the great Ford Sync.
Wow.
You a segue.
Wow, Mr. Segway. Holy.
If Henry Ford were here today, I'm sure he'd say, buy my cars. And if you get the Ford, the Lincoln, the Mercury...
Go buy the biggest goose in the window and drive a Ford to get there.
Bring it, boy! Here's a farthing! Buy Ford Sync. Buy Ford Sync. That's all we have to say. Go to syncmyridepodcast.com. Ford's going to come down to CES with us. We're actually going to drive the Mustang and the Flex down so that we can show off the Ford Sync, which is amazing. Hands-free, Bluetooth. You play the music. You could say, you can literally press a button on your steering wheel and you say, play Still Alive, and your car plays Still Alive, which is a little creepy. You could songs, books, music. If you've got Bluetooth on your phone, it'll play the Bluetooth audio from the iPhone or the Droid or any number of devices. Of course, it has a USB port so you can connect it to. I just love it. It's the computer system in my car, and it should be in your car too. But in order to do that, you got to get a new Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury vehicle. Ford Sync from the folks, the great minds, the last great minds in Detroit. syncmyridepodcast.com. I sneaked that one in. I snuck that one in.
Nobody noticed.
No.
Yeah, I don't think anybody heard.
No. They're still buzzing from the song.
Yeah,
Still
They were
enjoying
primed.
that.
They were primed for it.
So, Jonathan, are you off the road for a little bit? Do you get to stay at home with the family?
I'm on the road with the family. Christmas for me is traditionally driving from grandparents' house to grandparents' house. So I'll be doing a lot of driving, but at least I'll have my kids with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when's the next tour? Where are you going next?
I think it's the 14th of January. I'll be in Orlando.
Jonathan does, for those who don't know, does this great thing with Eventful, where you demand Coulton. And if enough people ask him, no?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And that's actually Florida. This is my first time in Florida, and I'm playing Florida and St. Petersburg. And really the reason I'm able to do that is because I can look at the numbers on Eventful and see how many people have demanded a show there. And I know that it makes sense to go.
I'm going to demand a concert
idea.
94952. Oh, now it wants to know if I'm a man. Is that something you do, or is that Eventful doing that?
I want to know if all my fans are men or women. No, that's them. That's them.
I think it's Facebook. Really.
I am a man, and there's no other choice. And then I have to enter this DERIC. I'm just trying to get Jonathan to come to my neck of the woods. We have a little theater.
When you're
here.
done with that, Leo, it doesn't say this on the site, but after that, you have to email me your credit card number and the expiration date and the little 4-digit code.
Oh, great.
That's right.
And do you think there's any reason when I put in my year of birth, 1956, that it gave me this ad, Elder Care Link?
Oh, boy.
Find quality home care options now. Jonathan,
boy.
I'd like to thank you for that. That's inspiring. But look, there are
Oh my God.
there are 7 people demanding Jonathan Coulton in Petaluma. What would be the threshold, Jonathan, to get you to come out?
8.
We have to get to 8 people. Yeah, if we get to 8, then I'll do a show.
That's a critical mass, I think, in independent democracy.
And if I can get the 2 old ladies in the ad to come, would that help at all?
That would be
Well,
9
technically that would be 9. So yeah,
There we
that
go.
Would do it.
That would put it right over the top.
Unless they might already be signed up. I don't know.
And John Hodgman, how do you get people to bring you to town? What do you do?
I use television.
the power of television.
I appear on television, and that seems to have a strange power over people.
Kind of amazing, isn't it?
No, I would say my only real tool that I'm using these days is Twitter and my own imitation blog. I'm not as advanced as Jonathan Coulton.
And
I ought to be.
You probably best thing to do would be to go to John's site, which is areasofmyexpertise.com.
Yes,
and
or follow me on Twitter at Hodgman, Hodgman.
And Jonathan, you're at Hodgman as well, right?
Yes, that's also Jonathan Coulton.
It's also me. No, I'm at Jonathan Coulton. Actually, I went for the first and last name.
Oh, that's cool.
JOHNATHONCOOLTOON.
Oh God,
He just ruined it for you. There's no way
forget
anybody's
it.
going to find it now.
I'll put it in the chat. Everyone knows. Everyone knows.
Everyone knows how to spell Coulton. Come on. It's spelled like Roger Coulton, only with a U. And
That's how I say it.
Right.
yeah, Merlin Mann is hot dogs, ladies.
Oh,
On
hooray.
Twitter.
That's not
Yes.
me. I got a different one. I'm Hot Chick 87.
Are you?
No, I'm Hot Dogs Ladies. Yeah, I post her sometimes. Yeah.
There was another Merlin Man on
Yeah,
Twitter.
somebody did a really smart, funny thing. It was really annoying, where they used like an invisible Unicode character. It was pretty hilarious, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that wasn't you.
No, I'm funny.
There's no such thing as a Unicode.
Really? Is that true? It's like a code.
You need a virgin to catch one.
It's like
It's
a
a
pony with a cone on its
And there's
head.
no such thing as
Yeah,
a virgin.
exactly.
So.
You have to sit alone in the forest and wait for a programmer to put his head in your lap.
Oh, man.
Kung Fu
Sir.
Grip.
Yeah, Kung Fu Grip. Yeah, that's my Tumblr thing. But
GRI Pay KungFuGrip.com.
that Tumblr's fun, boy. That's addictive.
Isn't it? It's very addictive.
Really fun.
I
There's a lot of
really love
really
it.
good people doing
Yeah.
Tumblr stuff.
I'm into Posterous now.
Posterous is pretty sweet. Tumblr, they just but the staff at Tumblr just announced a new thing today where they're going to use the same kind of API as the Twitter API, so you can use Tweety to like communicate with Tumblr. It's really, really cool. You should check it out.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's very clever.
That's
Intriguing.
very intriguing. So I could use my iPhone app to tumble.
Yeah, like I use Tweety as my my main go-to Twitter app on the iPhone, and now you can just set up. You basically make Tumblr.com the API address, and you can retweeting becomes like reblogging it. It's pretty cool.
That David Karp guy's a smart guy. Oh, look, right on the cover of Kung Fu Grip. You've already captured
I made a Superman joke. Do you like that? You like a Superman
Zod,
joke?
Ursa, and Nan. I could put you in the cube. You want to be in the cube? I think I have that somewhere. Yeah, I think I can do. I think I have a cube-like transition. What is this? It? No, that's
For some reason, that's one of those
fish.
scenes. People
Something
develop
that's-
like.
Now you're in an aquarium.
now you're in somewhere. I have a cube-like transition. I could. Is this it? Is this it? No, that's not.
I remember that scene had such an impact on me. I don't know why.
It does, doesn't it? It stays in
I
your
don't know
mind.
why, but it was. I just remember that so clearly, and them flying around in the cube.
There he is. There you go. Close.
Oh, there he goes.
Look at me, I'm Terrence Stamp.
I can. Let's see. I can cube you. Oh, this is a good one. Here, I'm going to blow you up and turn you into Jonathan Coulton. Watch this.
Oh wow! Whoa! Oh man! I got Merlin all
Can I
over
just
me.
back up for a second? I'm not sure that Merlin got the appreciation he deserved for the Terrence Stamp reference.
That was good, wasn't it? He snuck that right in there.
That is the Christmas present to end all Christmas presents for me, I have to say.
Was that Zod?
That was Gerald
Yes,
Zod.
Neil before
I believe.
Zod.
Yeah.
He's also a little known trivia in the song "Waterloo Sunset" by the Kinks. He is the titular Terry of Terry and Julie.
No. Really?
Julie Christie being the Julie.
What? Wow.
You should have me on here all the time. I know lots of stuff that.
That is great trivia. That's
Random
I love Terrence
trivia.
Stamp. And and his brother was he managed the Rolling Stones for a while.
3 cent
Is that
stamp?
44-cent stamp?
Yeah. Oh, you were one better than me.
Man,
Tramp stamp.
Tramp stamp.
His brother Liberty.
Brother Tramp.
Yeah, he got into the business through the back door.
Oh.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, the pain.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, this has been so Christmassy, so festive. Thanks to you, Merlin Mann, for
Yeah, thank you.
Being
Leo,
here.
do you haven't told us? Do you have any special things you do in Petaluma? I mean, what do? Do you buy a boat or like what do you do at Christmas?
you
What
know,
kind of
Jennifer
stuff
was up last night. Actually, I have a picture. Jennifer was up.
Oh, you're going to share again?
You think I shouldn't show that picture?
No, you've
Let me
already
put it
done
this
the
way: I
damage. Do it
I had
again.
gone to bed. Oh no, my iPhone's broken. There must be the fates have intervened. I can't pull up the picture. But Jennifer had I had gone to bed, and Jennifer was decorating the home, and I heard snoring. I got up and I said, "What's going on?" Because she wasn't in bed. I thought, there's something going on. So I went out to the dining room, and my wife is lying on the floor in her jammies with a pair of scissors in her hand. And one of those ribbon candies, she's cut the plastic on it. She was cutting the plastic. And apparently at some point during the cutting of the ribbon candy, she got tired. She closed her eyes. She fell asleep on the floor of the dining room. And I
Wow.
of course, did the first thing that any good husband would do, which is snap a picture of it. And
It does.
Sure
It
you
looks
wanna do
posed.
this.
It does.
I can't,
This
you
could
know
really
what?
this could really change the next couple weeks of your life. I would think really hard about this.
It's not, I'm being saved because the iPhone will not turn on. I don't know what's
You are truly saved.
Oh, man, that was close. But I do have a picture. I was thinking of drawing a chalk outline around her, but it was the strangest thing. So I thought that might be a tradition we want to bring back every year.
Falling asleep on the floor with scissors.
Yeah. It's very, very traditional.
They teach you not to do that when you're like in kindergarten, right?
But no, it's not. Sleeping with scissors is all right. It's running with scissors.
Can't run with them.
Yeah.
Can't run with them.
Yeah, either
Sleeping.
one.
I don't think there's any injunction against
I
sleeping
think you're not
with
supposed to
scissors.
sleep with ribbon candy. I think it's
That's the risk.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
let's see. It says sleeping alone is dandy, but never with ribbon candy. Sailors take warning.
Old sailors thing, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to let you guys go. It's been
Sailor's
really
delight.
fun. Thank you, Dr. Kiki Sanford, for joining us. She's the host of Dr.
you.
Kiki's Science Hour every Thursday on TWiT.tv. Also, This Week in Science, which is a great science podcast.
All sorts of science.
And she's helping us put together our CES coverage. We're going to be heading down to CES in a couple of weeks. Not too long.
I know, it's so
Not too
soon.
long.
My spreadsheets are ready.
She's got
I'm
amazing,
ready.
amazing. I feel
So
I should
organized.
realize, because the night before Christmas is Christmas Eve, we should do some sort of night before Christmas thing. I just don't have anything prepared. So
The
maybe
night before Christmas, all the kids were snug in their beds, except for Kiki. She was sitting at her computer working on the spreadsheets because not everything was right yet.
and Mrs. Laporte, who was lying on the floor, Mrs. Laporte in the dining room
In the dining room
with
with,
the
the
scissors,
And the ribbon candy.
the ribbon candy. Yeah, it's festive. It's clue time. Thank you, everybody. Happy holidays from
Thank
all of
you.
us at TWiT. It's so great to see you all,
you.
John and Jonathan and Merlin.
Thanks, man. Thanks
Great
for
to
having
see
us.
everybody. Nice to meet you, Dr.
Thank you,
Kiki.
guys.
Nice to meet
Merry
you.
Christmas. Happy
Merry
Hanukkah.
Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy
Great
New
to be a
Year.
part of the
Bye-bye,
holiday
everybody.
fun. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Is that New Year's? That's my noise.
It sounds good over Skype.
It's got that natural chorus that Skype blends your voice.
Oh, man. Before we stop.
It's too much fun.
The tape never stops. Thank goodness. All right, guys. Hey, really thank you for doing this. This was a lot of fun. I'm sorry you can't be at Macworld with us. I know you guys are busy that time, but you're doing TED, huh, John? That's great.
Ooh, awesome.
That's really cool.
Well, I'm not doing it.
You're going.
But I think so.
Your
yeah.
talk was very wonderful about your childhood sweetheart and all
Going,
that. Yeah, I love that.
So cool.
Thank you
I
very
love
much.
That was really enjoyable. Yeah.
That was a very, very strange experience to be telling jokes about aliens to Al Gore.
You thought he might
I've gotten
stand
used
up.
to it now, but at the time it was very new in my life.
It's a regular thing these days.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Thank you so much.
I'll tell you.
Yes.
When I went back to TED after that, I saw Al Gore again, and I was with a friend of mine, and I said, "Hey, look, there's Al Gore by himself. I'm going to go say hello to him because we're friends now because of TED.
Yeah.
You know, we're the same."
Yeah.
So I went up to him, and I said, "Mr. Gore, I just wanted to say hello." And he was like, "Oh, it's John Hodgman. How are you?" He couldn't have been nicer. And he like really remembered. And I was like, "Oh, wow, this is far more than I expected." And we chatted for a little while, and then my wife called, and he said, "You won't guess who I was just talking to. It was Al Gore." And he remembered me. And my friend who was with me said, he didn't just remember you, he hugged you.
Wow.
And it was true. But I had no memory of the hug, even minutes after. I still don't. My brain could not process a hug from Al Gore and erased it immediately.
That's because he's an alien.
Yeah, it was lost time.
It was lost time. He wiped your mind.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Anyway, sorry.
physically affectionate with you.
So actually, yeah. What I mean, was it? Well, you don't remember it, so you can't tell if it was like a real nice, warm hug or if it was a stiff hug or.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I honestly had no memory of it happening at all, and and it was a weird trick my brain played on me because the whole experience was so completely unbelievable that my brain wiped it out.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Seems
interesting?
nice.
Yeah. All right.
Very strange.
Thank you, sir. Good night, everybody.
Thanks a lot for
really fun.
This is super cool. It's really nice to see you, and nice to meet you at long last, Dr. Keegan.
Yeah.
Have a great holiday.
You too. It's this has been very exciting
Thank
for
you,
me.
Leah.
to meet
And
all of
Merlin,
you.
you and I, we got to
has ended.
talk. We got to
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Just
Just dox my gal, and we'll
talk. We're gonna get. We really want to get a show going with Merlin here.
All right, we'll do that.
Awesome.
Okay,
radio.
Brooklyn, you guys keep it
Awesome.
real.
Keep it
I don't know
real.
what you guys do with your hands, but
West Side. Carol
This-
So we
Garden.
have to
Jack
come up with
safe
some
little-
kind of like TWiT hand signal, or
Yeah,
like,
we already have one.
or a little
You
petaluma.
get satin
know.
baseball jackets that say, "For the love of God, stop pummeling me."
Petaluma.
I'm not.
Oh, that's my good inhaler. That's my prescription pants.
Oh man, that's what
I need those.
Oh.
All right. Well, so thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night, Brooklyn.
That was so fun.
See you, John. Bye-bye.
Doing the twit. All right. Doing the twit, baby. Doing the twit. All right. Doing the twit, baby. Doing the twit. All right. Doing the twit, baby. Doing the twit. All right. Doing the twit, baby.
Let's go round.